everybody. I said in the last video that I put on when we were doing the wireless mics and the gimbal that we're going to do a video on the being sent Ingco ratchet driver, 3/8 ratchet driver, and here it is. I've got a 4 amp hour battery, and I haven't used it, but I'll show you what it consists of, how well made it is. And then I'll go on to some batteries that I mentioned that I've purchased from Amazon. I'll put the links, by the way, to everything in the description. So right, this is the unit. It's quite a well made. It's all metal at the top, plastic at the bottom, but it is really well made. It's got the reverse just like you have with a normal ratchet, and I believe you can use this manually as well. It isn't brushless motor. It's got you can see the carbon brushes inside, a little bit of arcing when it's running. Your speed controller, which is quite good, and you can lock that off so it doesn't work at all. Okay, I'll show you a safety feature in it. It comes with, it's a 3/8 inch drive, and it comes with 3 sockets, and I believe the sockets are 17mm, 19mm, and let's see what that one is, 13mm. Pretty standard socket sizes, really. It's made from the same plastic as the other components, the other drills and the sanders that I've purchased, and I find them extremely good value for money. I'll pop your battery in. Now it's quite a lump once you've got it, the battery in. It's quite long, so if you're thinking about getting it into restricted spaces, you're probably not going to be able to. Now it's variable speed by the amount you put on the trigger. It's a variable speed trigger. Forward, reverse. The good thing about this is it has a safety feature on it. Is when you put in the battery in, obviously it's quite easy when you put in the battery in, if you haven't got it locked off, if you're changing batteries over, when you actually putting it in, your tendency to grab that. Well, if you grab that and push that in, it will not rotate. It doesn't rotate whatsoever. Let go of it and then it will. So it's a good safety feature on it, really. It's the torque on it, I believe the torque is something within region 65 Newton meters, which is, for this size 3/8, it's about right. Don't know how good it is. I haven't used it as yet, but it's quite a well made one. I've had I used one about 6 months back. I borrowed one and doing me wife's car brakes, and I borrowed it off somebody, and it was a Milwaukee one. He said I'd borrow it, and it was pretty good, really. About the same torque, I think, and it was really good because you could get into places. It made the job easier, let's put it that way. I mean, body only, I think that was £31. Now that's probably weighs about 1 kilogram. That is really hefty, but you can actually use it manually as well, so I believe. But yeah, it's value for money. As I say, I will do a video on it when I come to do the brakes on my vehicle, my car. I've all brakes all the way around to do, so I will be showing that working. But as you can see there, it's quite well made. It's not the cheap looking plastic is this, you know, it's got like a rubberized grip on, so it is quite good. Okay, so that now shows you the impact ratchet. How good it is, I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here and stand here rather and put a bolt and a nut in a vise and try and it wants to be used on something that's been on the vehicle for quite some time, and I'll show that working, and I'll show the impact working as and when I do my vehicle. Okay, this is just showing you the item, and as I say, it's not a review. I'm certainly not going to recommend anything. I've fallen foul of that. I like it. I think it's good quality gear, value for money. You can't beat it. This part of the video is to show you some batteries. As you well know, I've said in numerous of my videos, a lot of my gear are Dewalt. I tend to use a lot of Dewalt Power Tools. Now, on my, what's brought me to purchasing these two is I have the plunge saw and the Dewalt plunge saw on the track system, and it's an absolute brilliant. So I've got the cordless, and I've got the 18 volt one, and I've got the mains 241. Now, I like using the mains, but unfortunate, I've come across once or twice I've been doing a job and I've been using the cordless. Now, my cordless, a lot of my cordless originally were on the NiCad system, which the batteries don't last long, and you watch numerous videos of when they go down you can't charge them, they only have half the charge, and you've got to jump them, and with another battery, I just binned all mine. They're becoming, you couldn't rely on them. So what I did was I bought the adapter. They're about 15 quid, a good adapter. Excuse the noise, I've got some children playing outside. They're enjoying the sunshine. And the adapter goes in all my NiCad gear, and I can put a lithium ion battery in, so I converted quickly over. Now, the cordless saw becomes different then, because it's the batteries are lasting longer. Now, originally one of the drills that I have came with two 2 amp hour batteries, which are Dewalt batteries. Okay, that's those. They are Dewalt batteries, 1.5 amp hour. I thought there were 2, but they're 1.5 amp hour. They're genuine Dewalt batteries. Now, they're okay for the drill, but stick that in the saw, you'll probably get 2 cuts, 3 cuts, and it's gone. It's no good. So, and I had 2 of those. So I went out and I purchased 2 5 amp hour batteries. Okay, it has the charge meter on, as you can see, 3 greens. These are not a Dewalt make, they're a Vanon Power Tools battery, 5 amp hour, and these are pretty good. I've 2 of these and 2 1.5 amp hour batteries, so I use these mostly for the saw, and it lasts a lot longer. Gives me the ability to not have to run a cable somewhere, and I don't run off a generator. Well, I don't have a generator anyway, so if I'm working on somewhere where mains isn't possible or you're not allowed it, I can go on cordless. But I thought even those, it'll suck the juice out of them, so I thought I'll look for something else. Hence I purchased 2 from Amazon, and I will put the link on the description. Now, I've tried these, same battery meter on. They are lithium ion 8 amp hour battery, and with the discount that's on, the coupon that's on, I think they cost me round about £34 for 2. God, you won't get 1 8 amp hour battery for Dewalt one for that. I know they're not Dewalt, and I'm not knocking Dewalt, I just think some of the gear is quite expensive. Now, I thought, a bit dubious when I purchased these, what they're going to be like. Well, I can assure you, had a friend of mine that asked me to, would I do my job the other day. I said, yeah. What is it? He said, I want some sheets of 18mm MDF cutting down, 2 cuts on each sheet, down the middle and then across. I said, yeah, so he ends up with 4 equal pieces. He said, yeah, not a problem. I said, how many sheets is there? I think he said 32. I thought, oh my god. and I thought it's a good test to see what the batteries are like. One cut, that's it. Okay, so I use these batteries in the plunge saw, and I'm joking apart, I couldn't believe how long it lasted. I'd 32, I think it was 32, it might have been 30, but let's say 30 to be on the safe side. 30 sheets times 2, once, twice, lengthways and acrossways, so that works out at 60 cuts. Might have been slightly more if it were 32 sheet. 60 cuts, and on the about the 50, well, the second to last sheet, it just started to slow down. That is extremely good. I popped the other one in and it whipped through the last ones. I couldn't believe how good the batteries were at £34 thereabouts. I think they were for 2. Now, how long they'll last as regards charge after charge, I don't know. I weren't worried about that because I wouldn't have got one 8 amp hour battery in a Dewalt for that. So I can, you know, if it starts messing around, sling it. You don't try and mess around with a lithium ion battery, jumping them and making them work better. No, forget that. You'll end up with serious problems, a serious fire. So once they've depleted and you're finding that they won't charge or this and that, don't dispose of them in the correct manner. There are places, disposable areas where you can actually dispose batteries, lithium ion batteries or any batteries. Okay, so how far that would have gone, I don't know, but it's still a good battery. But these, I'm finding them absolutely brilliant. And that blower I've shown you in a previous video, I can't believe how many times I use this. It's a right piece of kit for what it is. I'm adapting it, as I said in a lot of my other videos. I'm a great believer in utilising another piece of equipment to do another task. Okay, but yeah, that's good. Right, the only thing I will say is 8 amp hour or 5 amp hour, you need the correct charger that will charge that battery without damaging the charger, possibly. I don't know on that. But on the Dewalt batteries, you can get different make batteries chargers, but I use solely Dewalt chargers. Now I have 2 chargers for the 1.5 amp hour and the 5 amp hour. I use the which came with the drill kit, which is the DCB 113, and the end number, that's the one that'll change. This battery charger is a DCB 115, okay, and they do a DCB 112, I believe. Now the 113, the one I have with my drill, is a 3 amp hour charger. Okay, this is the bigger charger. This is the 4 amp hour charger, and it charges the 8 amp hour, not a problem at all. Okay, so just be aware you need a decent charger in order to charge those, and the 5 amp hour really. That does it. It's a standard Dewalt battery charger, and you can get other ones on the market. Whether they're any good, I don't know, because I can't vouch for them because I don't have them. I stick with electrical gear like that with a decent make. That's the 115, as I say, and that'll charge 4 amp hour. So at 4 amp hour rate, so it does those. I've tested it, and I've charged the batteries. I've depleted both of them about twice now, various work, and just to test them out, and it charges them up absolutely brilliant. So just be aware of that. Make sure you've got a decent charger to charge those with. Well, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, it does help me. It's a little bit of rewarding as well if people comment and what have you, and give me a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you, and I hope that I can help in any way. I mean, I've had quite a number of requests for the STL files for the 3D printed drip tray for the Hyacinth American fridge freezer that I had. I've done a video on it if you want to watch that, and I've put that's on Maker World, and you can download it. And I also put in the description on that the size of magnets that you need to make it work and where you purchase them from, which is Amazon. And they're not expensive, but it does it saves a lot of heartache with the water running down the front, and believe me, it does work. So a lot of people thank me for that. So you know, feel free to use the STL file. Basically that's it. So, and as I repeat at the end of every video, please be safe and be careful out there. And until next time, keep your eye out for my next video with that notification. Until then, bye for now.